I had a lovely lady ask me the other day. She said, I'm a healer. I do Reiki. I do cutting the ties. She's done all sorts of things, and she's a lovely lady and really expresses herself well and her abilities. But she said, you know what? The one thing I can't shift is this block that I seem to be carrying just on the side of my chest. I feel it. And I've worked with everything else. I've cleared all of these issues. I'm feeling much better than I did a few years ago. Things have changed, but there is this one block that she said she just couldn't seem to shift. And she just didn't know why. And I just looked at her and I said, well, this block that you've obviously not finished with it. There is something in this that you are still wanting to explore. And the reason I'm telling you this is because people often think that if they do X, Y, and Z and they believe that they're really connecting with their authenticity, and they probably are, that everything is going to clear itself and, life is going to be wonderful. And look, that does happen, but you're still a human being. And I looked at her and I reminded her that, you know what, you're a human being, you're a healer. And yes, you've got all of these spiritual principles, but you're a human. We all are. We're here on this earth plane to have an experience. And for you, this block that you are feeling and having trouble shifting is part of this experience. So why don't you ask yourself, what are you getting out of it? And she kind of had that aha moment of, like, why didn't I think of this? She said, I'd never actually asked myself, what am I getting out of it? I just thought that, I'd cleared everything with my family. I'd done all the things, the traumas of my past. I said, that's great. But what are you currently getting out of this block? And she sort of stopped, and I could see that she was even sensing it at this point, sensing the block. I can feel it. Where is it going? Where is it leading to? So I kind of prompted her a little bit. I said, how's your balance between your masculine and your feminine? I said, what are the struggles you're having at the moment with trying to be a woman and at the same time trying to survive in this world? I said, are you married? No. Are you in a relationship? Kind of. Okay. What part of you are you not honoring? And the emotion came up with her, which is not uncommon. We always see emotion expressed through the eyes. And it really dawned on her that, she said to me, I'm always busy. I love what I do. I do look after myself. But I don't really honor who I am. And that's really interesting because the authentic self and our own personal honor code go hand in hand. And what do I mean by honor code? What do we do to honor who we are? As a woman, as a man, what do you do to honor your body? What do you do to honor the masculine, the feminine? Particularly for women these days, it's really common to be able to do everything, have children, hold down a job, manage the household, manage the relationship. But at what point does all of that get too much? And it's the same with a man. A lot of men are now confused with their roles in this world at this point in time. And this impacts on our honor code. So for this lady, when I mentioned this to her, she came back to me a couple of hours later and she said, I've been thinking about what you said and I kind of didn't make sense, but it kind of felt that there was something in what you were saying. And she said, I explored it and I don't feel that I'm ready to really fully step into loving myself. And I said, okay. I said, so what are you going to do to change that? And then she said, I don't know. And again, the emotion came up, and I said, you know what? You don't actually have to do anything. You don't have to do a practice. You don't have to, ring any bells or play any music or sit and meditate. You just purely have to really connect with who you are, the power of your voice, the power of your authenticity. Who are you beyond this role that you are currently playing? And with that, she really understood what was being said and asked of her. And she said, as she thought about it, the intensity of this block was becoming quite great, which meant for her she realized that this is exactly what she needed to hear and allow to resonate with her.